Here we are at the Madison House in Brookeville, Maryland.
The Madison House was a safe haven for President Madison when he fled here on August 26, 1814, and this is where Brookeville became the capital.
He told his wife to meet him here. The British were advancing towards the White House. When the British were advancing towards the White House, Madison fled to the army.
In 1814, when British burned down the Capitol, it sent refugees into Brookeville, where townspeople let them into their homes. Brookeville was then known as the
This
capital.
home was originally owned by Caleb Bentley, who was a silversmith, shopkeeper, and postmaster. All those were done right here in this building.
Now, let's go inside.
The house was owned by Caleb Bentley. Caleb Bentley's house was originally a middle to upper class home during the 1800s. It was a Georgian model home, but the style was made by Quakers.
This meant that the home was almost 100% symmetrical. Originally, the house had two chimneys identically on either end of the home. Before it was remodeled, there was a door in the middle with windows to the left and right and identically above them. That was all later removed once it was redone.
Stood small one-story sections. One for the kitchen and the other on the right was where Caleb's gold and silver shop was.
Do you know how or why this location was chosen to be used for a safe house?
This house or this town? Both.
Yeah, but
But for one reason, there were no towns at all between Brookeville and Washington, D.C. The only other place that was a town at all was Rockville. It was called Montgomery Courthouse, so it was the county seat. The army had actually retreated and went to Rockville. President Madison ended up there for a very short time. Rockville was a very federalist town, and President Madison was a Republican, so it was incredibly anti-war and anti-Madison. So he wouldn't have stayed there anyway. But he also didn't know anybody. He knew everybody in Brookeville.
Brookeville was a big town. They had coast roads that connected the White House to Brookeville. They had these roads so they could trade and learn mail.
President Madison knew of Caleb Bentley already and was popular with most people in Brookeville, so he informed his wife to gather his belongings and meet him at his residence.
How long did it take for James Madison to get from the White House all the way to here?
Well, it took 3 days, but he wasn't traveling the whole time. On the 26th of August, 1814, was the Battle of Bladensburg, and President Madison had ridden out in the morning for that. And when he was fired upon, the generals there warned him that he needed to leave. That, things were terrible for the country, and the capital was about to be attacked. The very worst thing that could happen to the country would be for the president to die in that battle. So he rode back to the White House, and by then it was maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Picked up a few things, ate a little, and then he and the Attorney General Richard Rush and General Mason and one servant then left Washington.
British troops demolished the White House. Mrs. Madison and the president met and slept here in Brookeville. One factor to consider is that this was once where a president lived. What's it like to live here since you are neither a president nor living in the White House, although this is considered to be a White House?
Well, actually some historians refer to this as the Brookeville White House. Which is one of the, David Stewart is a historian of the federal period, and he always refers to it as that. Because I'm an architectural historian and interested in history in general, I love finding things that reflect the period, knowing a lot about the people who lived here, why Madison came here, who he knew. He definitely knew Caleb Bentley. It wasn't odd for him to come to this house. And so, I also like the fact that it's been preserved.
After spending the night here, President Madison left on horseback to go back to battle lines. Madison took with him the money that was preserved there for the British to not get a hold of. It was rumored that President Madison stored the money in the cellar.
There you have it, the Madison House.